Hey everybody, just calling in, chatting in with you. Oh, it looks like we got some feedback. I'm gonna have Karen turn your sound off. Can you mute it? We have someone here that has their. Can you mute your computer? Bring me your computer. How's that? Less feedback. Okay, cool. Okay, so here we are. We are at Anatomy Wise. I'll take my glasses off since I can see myself now. We're at Anatomy Wise in Mount Holly, North Carolina. This is our first authorized Scolio-Pilates center, and so we're super excited to be here. We had our grand opening yesterday, and if you didn't see the pictures, they're on Instagram and Facebook, and super happy. So, and today we're doing our second episode of Scolio-Pilates Strong from here at Anatomy Wise. And I thought I was going to have a little more of the bench showing. So let me just adjust this just a moment so I can bring this down. Give me one moment. Sorry for the moving camera. I'm going to give it just a little bit more. Okay, there we go. So now I have a better frame. All right, so I have more elongation exercises to share with you today. It is the second episode. We're going to do 3 episodes for kind of like an introductory elongation program, and then after that we'll introduce another 3 with another theme. But for today, the first thing I wanted to do was just share some caveats with you, just like we did last time, some scolio information. And this one actually regards just the aging process. And it is simply to say that, and this information actually comes from the NOE group. They are the Neuro Orthopedic Institute, and they're out of Australia, and they're doing some great work on the study of pain. They're doing a lot of their own studies, but they also bring together as a group knowledge from all fields that are anyone who's studying pain. And I actually took a course from them recently. It was pretty great. They have a really wonderful book out there called Explain Pain. They also have Explain Pain Supercharged. The first one, Explain Pain, is going to be a lot easier to read. Even though the topic is something that's fairly complex, it's a really easy book to get through. And then if you really want to dive into the neuroscience of it, you can buy the Explain Pain Supercharged. Anyway, I'm bringing all this up because they put a blog post out recently. If you want to go to their website, it is noegroup.com. It's NOI group.com. And their blog post was really just perfect. And it was also something that they explained in the course. And the blog post was titled something along the lines of "We grow like trees." And there's not too many straight trees out there. If you actually take a look, there's not too many trees that start from the trunk and then just grow straight up to the sky. In California, we have a tree called the star pine. I don't know how many other states it grows in or other countries, but I do know that the star pine is known for growing super straight. And I know lodgepole pines are known for growing super straight. And these trees are used in building ships and cabins and things like that. But that's not to say that all the other trees out there are wrong. All the other trees are just fine doing their own thing. And the post that the NOE group put out showed this force of wind making the shape of the tree. So as life happens, things don't necessarily remain symmetrical in the body. Very few people are symmetrical. In fact, when I was in art school, they said to us that if you are going to draw a good portrait of someone, then you need to look for the asymmetries. If you were to draw someone's right eye to look exactly like the left eye, the person looking at the painting would say, "I don't know what's wrong with it, but it looks a little weird." And that's just the fact of it. So we don't grow symmetrical. Our bodies aren't symmetrical. Even if we have scoliosis and they're a little less, even a little more asymmetrical than most, it's really within the realm of norm to be asymmetrical. It's well within it. Okay, so that's my little brief caveat for today. I have a lot more I could say. I think as you know, I'm a professional talker. So we could just talk for the whole 30 minutes and I'd be fine. But I know you want to see some exercises. So first thing I wanted to do was talk a little bit more about the child's pose we did last time. Because I left you saying, well, it could be done on a desk. And I said it could be done this way, but I wanted to show you. So let me get rid of this guy. And we're going to take a ball, and this is our desk, imagining. And then I'm going to straddle the reformer. I'm sitting on a reformer. And I'm going to straddle the reformer and imagine that I'm sitting at a desk, and this is my desktop, which actually is it's just about the right height here. My child's pose that I'm going to do, or my modified child's pose here, is basically feet on the floor, pushing the heels into the floor. I can't touch the floor on this reformer, so I won't even try to bend the camera down to show you what's happening there. But I'm going to push through my feet. You'll push through your heels. And then you're going to roll that ball forward, keeping the back really, really flat and straight. Be sure not to bow the back. We're not trying to bow and stick our bums out. We're trying to keep the entire abdominal wall zipped to the spine. And we're going to try and go forward and reach forward. As far as we can go, keeping the stomach in towards the spine. When I say stomach, I mean from the pubic bone up to the xiphoid process, so the whole line right here. And from there, once we get really stretched out here, I'd like you to bring the shoulders back to sit on your back. So instead of reaching here, I'd like you to roll them back and around to sit on your spine. So again, pushing through the heels here. Sitting up straight. You should probably always start with a nice elongation. It gives your body the right idea of where we're trying to head. Grab the ball, zip it up, and then from here, straight spine leaning forward. No flexion leaning forward. Straight spine, reaching up through the top of my head, and just reaching. Draw the shoulders down and around. This occurs to me that this exercise would be super perfect on a kitchen table that's nice and wide. And if your desk isn't this wide, as far as I'm reaching, just back your seat up until you can just make it work for you. Okay? So it's not about creating this long stretch this way as much as it is about getting the tail and the head to pull away from each other. So if this is it, then that's good. If you're going to go here, that's good. Make sure you haven't flexed your spine, because that doesn't count. That doesn't pass. So we need to pass. Okay. So I do have Karen on, and if you are able to ask questions, she's going to flag me down if you want to ask questions as we go this time. I know last time I said that was not going to work. I didn't have anybody in the room with me. John was online helping you with technical issues, but he was actually in Virginia and I was in California. But I do have someone in the room with me today, so if you have a question, feel free to ask him. Okay, so from there, and then some of the questions are being sent to me privately, as well as some of the people are attending privately, so you won't see the whole list of people attending. We had a huge attendance last time. It was 127 people. Okay, so let's go on. I wanted to review an exercise we did last time because we're going to be using it in an exercise today, and that exercise is flying up. So flying up, I'm going to sit at the front edge of my chair, or I'm going to sit on the front edge of my reformer, wherever you happen to be. You can do this sitting cross-legged on the ground, as long as you can sit cross-legged without that happening. If my knees aren't flat, then my back will be rounded, right? So if my knees are up, then my back looks like that. And if my knees are flat, then my back is long, all right? So you can sit cross-legged if you'd like. I like to do this actually with my feet on the floor because I like to push through the heels, and it's a push as if I was gonna get ready to stand up. All right. So from here, I'm going to place my fingers behind my head, and I'm going to place my thumbs at my jaw, and I'm going to draw my spine towards the ceiling. And I was just working with a little girl this morning, You want to imagine that there's a string coming through the middle of your head to lift you up and not a string coming from your chin. So I get this a lot, right? It's kind of that dancer pose. So we don't want to be tiny dancers on this exercise. We want to be lifting straight through the center, kind of like a puppet. All right, so again, thumbs here, fingers here, and we're going to lift up. And now I'm going to inhale, and I'm pushing through my heels, exhale. And again, I'm going to inhale, and I'm going to exhale. And I'm going to take 3 more, inhale, and I'm going to exhale. And again, inhale. And I'm going to exhale. Let's do 1 more. Inhale. And exhaling. Pushing through my heels, lifting through the middle of my head, and taking a break. Did any questions come in? I saw some blue things flash up there. Are there any chat things going on? I think there is. I think there is one chat. Oh, John, are you chatting with me? I got kicked out. Is it just me? Oh, okay, everybody's good. All right, so we'll stay on the messages. All right. Okay, so from here, if there's technical issues, contact any meeting. Only because there's that orange button on the far right of the screen, and they really are the best ones to ask if there's an issue. They will know what to do. And it looks like John was able to log in too, so he might be able to help you too. Okay, so that's flying up, and we're going to use that for the next several exercises today. So the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of my box here so I have a mat to lie on. And I want to make sure that you can see me on the mat, which I believe you'll be able to. I'll move my sweater. And then from here, I'm going to my little notepad there, glasses. All right, so this exercise starts with flying up. Even though we're lying on our backs, we're going to start with flying up. So we lie down. Try to keep in camera for you. Karen, does that look okay? Uh-huh. Okay. So I have the back of my head here, just like I did when I was seated. I'm going to put my fingers, and get rid of my comb. I'm going to put my fingers at the base of my skull. I'm going to put my thumbs at my jaw, and I'm going to fly up gently. And for me, and for anyone who's watching this who has scoliosis, when I'm lying down, I really feel the changes in my thoracic, where when I'm seated, I do feel an elongation, and I feel that elongation happening through my spine. But I feel it primarily like mid-thoracic, like up to the shoulders and through the head. When I'm lying flat, I feel a lot of thoracic, which I think is a great reason to practice this in Sukun. So here I am. I'm going to inhale. And I'm going to exhale, I'm going to elongate, I'm going to flex both heels, push both heels away from me as I reach my head up, away. Again, I'm going to inhale, relax the feet and relax the spine. And I'm going to exhale, I'm going to flex the feet, push through the heels, and lift through the spine. Again, I'm going to inhale and relax. I'm going to exhale, flex, and lift through the spine. I'm going to inhale, relax, and I'm going to exhale and lift, flying up, just like we did in seated. Inhaling and exhaling, and twice more. Inhaling and exhaling. Okay, so from that position, now we're going to add on. You are going to locate the side of your back that is the convex side. So you place your hands underneath your low back, and you find the side that's closer to the mat than the other side. That's where your sand dune lives, that's where your convexity lives. So for me, it's on the left side of my low back. And my right side is the more hollow side. I've got a lot more room underneath my right side for my hand to move around. On my left side, it's being obstructed by my spine and my muscles and everything else that's wanting to live over there. So on the side that's not obstructed, I am going to keep that leg straight, and I'm going to bend the other leg. Okay, so now I have my free side, my side that has more room over here. My leg is straight. From here, I'm going to look up at my hip bones, and I'm going to see if they're level. If you can't tell, then they're probably level enough, okay? We're not trying to go for like these minute millimeter changes on this. We need to think a little bit broader than that. So fingertips on the hip bones, looking up. If they look level enough, then you don't do anything. If you feel like one needs to drop, then go ahead and drop it until you do find that they're level. And from there, the side of your straight leg is going to push away. Think about pushing that heel away, maybe a centimeter, maybe 2 centimeters, but however far you push, it can't create a pain response. It can create a response that your body doesn't recognize or isn't familiar with. It's a little weird, but not pain. Okay, we had that talk last time, and we'll talk more about pain in the future, but for today, as you glide that straight leg away, make sure that it's not painful, and that it might feel weird, and that's okay, we're good with that, but not feel painful. From here, our hands go back behind the head, and we fly up again. So now we have a two-way push-pull. We have the bent knee, the leg is driving into the mat. We have the straight leg, we're pushing through the heel, maybe moving the hip down a centimeter, maybe half a centimeter, maybe even 2 centimeters. And then we're flying up in the opposite direction. So let's inhale and relax everything. And then let's exhale, drive through the leg that's bent, drive through the leg that's straight, and pull up in the opposite direction. If you're getting a response from this of a little bit of elongation and you feel that, that's awesome. That's really good. But again, stay away from any kind of pain response. And if you feel it, just try not to pull so hard. Just go a tiny, tiny bit. And then inhale. Exhale. Drive through the bent leg, drive through the straight leg, flying up. Again, inhale, relax it all. Exhale, drive through the bent leg, drive through the straight leg, and flying up through the top of the head. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale, drive through the bent, drive through the straight. I usually flex the foot on the straight leg. Can you see that on the camera, or is that off? I think it's off. And then driving up through the top of the head. Inhaling. Exhale, drive through this bent leg, drive through the straight leg, flying up. Let's do one more for good luck. Inhale, drive through the bent leg. I'm flexing my foot on the side of the straight leg. I'm pushing through my heel and then up through the top of my head. Inhale, relax it all. It is possible that you do the whole exercise without the relaxation happening on the inhale, but it's not necessary. You can work towards that, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You don't have to do it all today. If you are driving through the straight leg and you are pulling up through the top of the head, you will feel quite a bit of change trying to happen in the spine. Make sure that you're having a conversation with your body on this and not an argument. Okay? Make sure that you are, your body's okay with what you're trying to do for it. Because if it's something new, your body might say, wait a minute here. This is not something we're familiar with. This does not live in our safe house, right? It lives over here either in a danger house or it lives over here in a house that we're totally unfamiliar with. Either way, if it lives in these 2 houses, your body needs to be talked into it, you know, so that it knows that what you're doing is safe. Because it might not necessarily trust you. I know I've done a lot of stupid things. So my body's like, wait a minute here. Remember that time you went for a 2-mile swim and you thought it was a really good idea, and then John had to tow you back in because you ran out of strength? So, so you may have done something in the past where it's like, I don't trust you, and I'm going to send you a pain signal to make you stop before we go there. Your body, your brain remembers, your body remembers, even if you don't consciously remember. Okay, so now from here, let's go on to another version of that. Okay, so if you recall, when we started these webinars, we really wanted to choose an exercise or a theme and do a deep dive on it so you could really understand what was happening. So let's take another level of that. So the first level of what we've done today would be the flying up. The second level, and seated. The second level would be flying up and supine, lying on your back. The third level would be with the bent knee, straight leg. And then the fourth level is what I'll show you now. It's actually to get a little bit of abdominal work going. Not that your abs weren't working on the last one, they were, but we're going to see if we can make them work a little bit harder. Okay, this one can be a little tricky, so go slow with it. So we're going to be lying on our backs again. We're going to be flying up. We have the hook leg, which is the bent knee, and we have the straight leg. And I'll see if I can slide this way just a tiny bit, see if I can get my foot on camera. No, perfect. Okay, it's here. Okay, so now from here, the addition here comes from Stuart McGill. I really like his abdominal exercises. We're just going to do it with recognition of scoliosis on board. So hook leg, we push down through our heel. Straight leg, we also push through our heel. Then we fly up. We inhale. We exhale all the air to tighten the abdominals. Once all the air is out, then we lift the leg a centimeter. The higher you lift it, the less the gluteals can engage. So we're just going to lift a tiny bit, squeeze the butt muscle, the abdominals are automatically engaged, and then we let it go right back down. And then from here again, we push through the hook leg, we push through the straight leg, we fly up, we inhale, we exhale all the air, the stomach gets super tight, and once it's super tight and supported, then we lift the leg a centimeter. And then we come right back down. We inhale, exhale, hook leg, straight leg, flying up, exhale all the air, the leg floats off. You can squeeze that butt muscle right there, as opposed to letting it be jelly like mine was a second ago. And then right back down. Inhale, exhale, hook leg, straight leg, flying up, exhale all the air, squeeze the butt muscles, tummy is super tight here. Again, inhaling, exhale, hook leg, straight leg, flying up, exhale all the air before the leg floats up. Inhaling, exhale, hook leg, straight leg, flying up, tummy tight, and lift the leg. Again, inhale, exhale, hook leg, straight leg, flying up, exhale all the air, the leg lifts up, you squeeze your butt muscle. Twice more, inhale, exhale, hook leg, straight leg, flying up, and lifting up here. Last time, inhale, exhale, hook leg, straight leg, flying up, tight, tight stomach as you lift the leg up. Okay, and that's the first version of that one. You can do this on the other side. It just takes a lot more awareness of what's happening in your spine to make those corrections happen. We can talk through that if you'd like. Just ask and we'll talk about it later. Otherwise, we'll skip on. Okay, so when that leg lifts a centimeter, the whole front line of the abdominals engages, basically to keep that leg lifting. So it's not just the psoas, it's everything supporting the psoas. Most muscles don't contract as a lone soldier. They are all a troop, they are all an army, they are all driving forward for the same purpose. So when we lift that leg, perhaps the most action is a lot of iliacus, psoas, trying to get that leg there. But certainly if you were to touch your stomach, you could feel that everything is working quite strong there. The next exercise in this series is a little bit harder to perform because your body can start to tilt side to side. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me get rid of these so I can stop messing with those as I'm lying on my back. Okay, so from here, hook leg pushes, straight leg pushes through the heel. Am I okay here? I'm going to fly up. Make sure that you don't bow your back here. It's really easy to do. Make sure you're staying straight. Make sure that you're pulling up through your hair in the middle of your head, not the hair at the crown, or certainly not by your chin. Okay, now from here, we'll inhale, hook leg, straight leg, flying up. I'm going to lift my leg. I'm going to breathe normally here. I'm going to make sure that my hips don't tilt back and forth like a seesaw, like a teeter-totter. And I'm going to open the leg, and I'm going to close the leg and place it down. I'm going to inhale, rest. Exhale, hook leg, straight leg, flying up. Exhale all the air, tighten the stomach, lift the leg. Inhale. Exhale, open and close the leg. Inhale and rest. And again. Inhale. And exhale, push through the hook leg, push through the straight leg, flying up, lifting the leg. Inhale. Exhale, open the leg, close the leg. Inhale down. Inhale, rest. Exhale, hook leg, straight leg, flying up. Exhale all the air, squeeze the butt, lift the leg. Inhale, don't move. Exhale, open the leg, close the leg. Inhale, rest. Inhaling, don't move. Exhale, hook leg, straight leg, flying up. Squeeze the stomach muscles. Inhale, don't move. Exhale, open. Exhale, close. And you lower. Once more like that. Inhale, rest. Exhale, hook leg, straight leg, flying up. Exhale all the air. Then you lift the leg and squeeze the butt. Inhale, don't move. Exhale, open. Exhale, close. And then you lower down. Okay. So the first 2 or 3 that I didn't move my leg very much at all, because that's more within the realm of my strength and my ability to not move my legs so far that my hips start tilting. On the last 5 or 6 there, I moved my leg a lot more, partly so that you could see that I actually was moving, and partly, well, to challenge myself. You can imagine that the farther that your right leg goes to the side, or whichever leg you're using goes to the side, that the more you're going to tip towards that leg. If you have a lot of weight on one side, it's going to drop you down on that side. So it becomes more and more of a challenge for the abdominal muscles to do that, to hold on to center there. You can do a variation there where you speed that up. In some ways it makes it a little harder. Some ways it makes it a little easier, so you can play with that. I'm not going to show you that variation. I think you can figure that one out on your own. I will just show you one more variation. From here, we're lying on our backs again, same exact thing. Hook leg, pushes, straight leg, pushes, flying up. Exhale all the air, squeeze the butt, lift the leg, open the leg, and then we can take little circles out here. This gets really, really tough. I can feel all of the abdominal muscles super on fire here. It's probably enough. I'm going to come in and come down. And again, I'm going to inhale, rest. I'm going to exhale, hook leg, straight leg, top of the head, tummy is tight, butt is squeezing. I lift my leg, I open the leg, and I circle. I can't remember which way I circled last time. But you probably should reverse it. I probably didn't do this direction. This feels awkward. And then come in and come down. So last time for that one. Inhale, hook leg, straight leg, flying up. Stomach is tight. And squeeze the butt, coming up, opening, and little circles. I'll do 3 in each direction. Then coming in and down. And then I'll just shake it out. Okay, so that is it on the exercises today. That is our second series of elongation. And to just recap, we did review the seated exercise at the desk today. Remember, it doesn't matter how far you go out. It matters how long you can keep your spine. So if you can keep your spine long at 20 degrees, great. If you can keep your spine long going forward 60 degrees, that's fine too. Then we reviewed flying up, because then we used flying up in supine. I'm going to show you a few more things next time, because we're going to take these abdominal exercises and start to look next time at what like your typical Pilates exercise looks like for someone with scoliosis. Can you do it? Can you do 100? Can you do single leg? Can you do any of that? And flying up will be part of that as well. So we'll look at those a bit, as well as some other things. It'll be our third episode of elongation. So let me just get a little closer to the computer. I actually don't need my glasses if I'm sitting close. Let me see if there's any questions I can answer for you. Okay, let me see if there's anything in the private chat as well. Just click over. And you can go ahead and chime in if you have any questions here. So let me go over here. Okay. Okay, so in the private chat, I have a few questions here, and it looks like the first one is, what about neck injury, pain on this exercise? Yeah, it kind of goes back to that pain story. So feeling long and feeling lighter, feeling lengthened, all of those are good words. Feeling tingling is not a good word. Feeling pins and needles, not a good word. Feeling pain, certainly not a good word. So this is an exercise, flying up, that I rely on quite a bit. But for instance, I don't rely on it first thing in the morning. First thing in the morning, the tissues are still a little bit, I'm trying to find the right word. There's like more water in the discs, or there's more water in the tissues, and my spine is totally not ready to do flying up first thing in the morning. It's something that I do after I've been awake for a little while. So just go easy on it. Let's see here. I have wedges. Can I use my wedges on this exercise in supine? Definitely. You can absolutely use your wedges. If you know where they go, then you should totally use them. It just makes the exercise that we just did even more corrective. It pushes it to that next level for you. So we love that. Can't really explain here today how to use the wedges. It will certainly be in a future webinar. But I suspect if you have wedges, you already know how to use them. What if it hurts to lie on my back? Okay, that's a good question. So you can do variations of this in seated, and it's going to give you a similar response. So let me back up again. And if I'm doing flying up, here I am pushing through my heels, and I'm doing flying up, and I straighten the leg out in front of me, which you can't see, but my leg is straight. I'm going to take my leg up and down here, or I could even just straighten the leg here. And that really engages my abdominals. So I would play with it that way. If sitting is your friend, then flying up here, and then I think the first variation might just be to take standing on both feet here, so my whole foot is flat. And then I think the first variation would be to lift up in my heel and leave my toe down. And then come back down. And again, to lift my heel up and keep my toe down. Because that already engages here, because it's throwing some imbalance into the system. So you can play with it from seated. And then let me just check and see, because those are the only 3 questions we have so far. Let's see if there's any more. And Karen, did you see any more in the public chat? No, okay. And there aren't any in the private chat. So I'm gonna just stay here for about 2 more minutes, just in case anybody's being shy. And if you have a question, you can go ahead and chime in. Otherwise, we will call it good. And I will take this webinar, and I will get the link, and I'll put it online for you. So you'll have it for a whole week. And we are trying to figure out a way if we can package these together and then give you all 3 webinars together. But right now, we haven't figured that out. The technology thing is a little bit tricky for us. So. Okay, I'm going to give you a little bit longer because I can't talk forever to myself. I know that seems surprising, but we will just let you go in a couple seconds here if there's no questions. Okay, so these webinars are going to be happening on a regular basis. Because I am on the road, I think most of you know me well enough, either through these type of mediums or through Facebook or Instagram, to know that John and I don't stay in one spot very long. And so I think what we'll do for now is we'll schedule just 1 month in advance. And of course, as you know, there's already a webinar scheduled for next week. And we will let you know next week when the webinars are for August. And each time we have our last webinar for the month, we'll let you know when the webinars are for the next month. We just have to make sure that wherever we are on the planet, that they'll have a space for us to do something like this. I can speak to you. We have good internet service. And again, we want to thank Karen very much, not only for having our Scolio-Pilates Center here in Mount Holly, North Carolina, but for hosting us today, for being our webinar host. Okay, so everybody, if you have any questions that you were too shy to ask today, feel free to email me. I will do what I can to get back to you. And take care. Have a really good day. Bye-bye.